I love Todd Howard. I love Bethesda. Most days. But there's this weird narrative that's floated around for years that Skyrim is somehow overrated, that modern open world games exposed it. But I'll say to you guys, Skyrim didn't age poorly. You did. Maybe I did. Maybe we all did. So I have to push back on that narrative pretty hard because without a shadow of a doubt, there are things Skyrim did and still do that no other game has replicated or done. There's a feeling it gives me no other game has come close to. It was trying to make you feel small in a massive world and free inside of that world. But we're going to get into all that and more in the video. So Skyrim understood some very important things that a lot of modern games forget. You don't remember systems. Sure, systems can be cool, they can be great, but you don't really remember systems 15 years later. You remember moments. Standing on a mountain at 2 a.m., the aurora dancing in the sky, moons hanging overhead watching your every step, wind blowing in the trees, and silence. No quest markers screaming at you, no dopamine drip of icons, just a deep inhale before taking the next step. Just the world breathing. That quiet space where nothing is really happening except existing. This is where the immersion in the true magic happens. Look, even some of my favorite open world games have never made me feel, that particular way. In most modern games, and whether they admit it or not, most modern gamers are terrified of that silence. Skyrim leaned into it. But actually, it more than leaned into it. It made it a foundational pillar of the Elder Scrolls experience. So here's what Skyrim did better than most of its peers. You could walk to anything you saw. That mountain in the distance, the ruins on the horizon, that light in the woods. Probably something weird and memorable. Exploration wasn't designed, it was discovered. There was no need to be funneled somewhere, you simply wandered. And something would draw you to a particular locale. That sense of scale and curiosity is something like Ubisoft-style open-world games slowly strangled, and games like Breath of the Wild deliberately took inspiration from. Which kind of surprises me considering how much hate Skyrim kind of gets all of a sudden, but a bunch of love is kind of poured into Breath of the Wild. Look, I get it that Skyrim has like 29 different editions, but can you blame it? I mean, the game is timeless and probably the most replayable RPG of all time. Now, there's a lot of contention when it comes to Skyrim's combat. And look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend it's perfect because it clearly isn't technically. But I will say that Skyrim didn't chase perfect combat. It chased freedom. Becoming a one-shot stealth archer, using shouts to throw enemies off of cliffs, luring giants into bandit camps, and basically combining magic and environment and physics to fight and play in whatever way your headcanon kind of desired. Unscripted moments driven by player ingenuity is the key to Skyrim's combat. And you can probably throw some bugs in there too. I want to talk about the soundtrack and specifically Streets of Whiterun, which, I'm listening to on loop as I'm writing this and will probably be playing in the background of the video anyways. Now, I think that music is such an underappreciated aspect of video games. A song can transport you instantly back in time. Like if I hear Dancing Queen by ABBA, it instantly takes me back to like my childhood house, sitting on the floor, my mom singing Dancing Queen on the karaoke, I'm eating a snack and watching Power Rangers, and for a split second, I'm transported back in time to that moment. A beautiful soundtrack can do the exact same thing. And these are objectively beautiful pieces of music, especially Streets of Whiterun, which is my favorite track of the game. It's composed by Jeremy Soule, and when Streets of Whiterun begins playing, it's never while you're saving the world, but just existing in it. The soft and delicate piano, gentle strings. It didn't tell you how to feel, it simply plays. And then you look around at the world and you just felt what you felt. Happy or sad, nostalgic or contemplative or inspired. It wasn't background noise. It was the atmosphere. These are moments that no checklist game can really replicate. Walking toward Whiterun for the first time, seeing a dragon's shadow cross the mountain, emerging from a cave at sunrise right as the music crescendos, which, by the way, the music is never scripted in Skyrim or any of the Elder Scrolls at any specific point in the game. It just kind of plays intuitively. Or standing on a peak and realizing just how far you've traveled. None of that was a mechanic. It's world design, plus pacing, plus, most importantly, restraint. Skyrim trusted the player to exist in the world. Modern games rarely trust the player that much. Now, the real reason why so many people say Skyrim is overrated now, well, first off, Skyrim definitely didn't get worse. I just have to say that. It's that we've been seeing open world games for like 20 years straight now, and that novelty of freedom has become very standardized and formulaic, and now games turn exploration into basically productivity exercises. So by comparison, Skyrim feels a lot slower. It feels quieter, less flashy, more archaic. But that's exactly why it worked. We didn't outgrow Skyrim. We've basically been trained to expect constant stimulation. Now imagine this. A soft piano begins to play. Everything slows down. The wind moves through the grass and the stars hang above you silently. The road is stretched out under your feet, not toward a quest or reward, but toward possibility. And in that moment, you remember why this world matters. Not the mechanics, not the graphics, not because it was like the biggest game ever or the most complex game ever, but because it took you out of your living room and placed you somewhere else, somewhere that felt real. And if you let yourself slow down again, if you walk the roads instead of fast traveling, listen to the wind rustling, if you looked up at the stars and moonlight, you'll realize something. That feeling is still there, waiting. Just as powerful, just as beautiful, just as unforgettable. Sometimes the great games don't change. We do. Alright, you guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think of Skyrim. Do you think it's overrated, underrated? Do you still play Skyrim? Literally about once a year, I go back and I play Skyrim. Maybe for a week, maybe for a month, but I always go back and play it. Let me know if you're the same. Have an amazing day, and God bless.